help us help you this afternoon. So let me turn it over now to Ed Davis, Commissioner of Police here in Boston.
Thank you, Governor. At 2:50 p.m. today, there were simultaneous explosions that occurred along the route of the Boston Marathon near the finish line. These explosions occurred 50 to 100 yards apart, and each scene resulted in multiple casualties. At this point in time, all of the victims have been removed from the scene. We have sent officers to hospitals to be in touch with family members and possible witnesses. We immediately activated a system of response that the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the federal government has in place for these type of incidents. My first two calls were to the special agent in charge of the FBI and to the colonel of the state police. Both Rick Delorier and Tim Albans immediately sent resources. We have, at this point in time, determined that there has been a third incident that has occurred. There was an explosion that occurred at the JFK library. So this is very much an ongoing event at this point in time. We are not certain that these incidents are related, but we are treating them as if they are. We're recommending to people that they stay home, that if they're in hotels in the area, that they return to their rooms, and that they don't go anyplace and congregate in large crowds. We want to make sure we completely stabilize this situation. We are setting up two telephone numbers that are very important. The first one is for families of victims and people who are trying to locate people. That number is 617-635-4500. That is the mayor's hotline. The second number, if anyone saw anything at this incident, if anybody knows of any information that could lead to the arrest and prosecution of the individuals responsible for this, they should call us at 1-800-494-TIPS. That's 1-800-494-TIPS. That line will be staffed up tonight, along with the FBI and the state police. We are working with the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. We have the general here from the Massachusetts National Guard who has assisted in securing the perimeter. And we have additional assets from other agencies who are volunteering to assist us. After this incident occurred, there was certainly a lot of people who were running from the scene. Some of them deposited bags and parcels that they were carrying. Each one of those bags and parcels is being treated as a suspicious device at this point in time. We have multiple EOD teams that are checking each one of these bags. But at this point, we have not found another device. The three incidents that have occurred, two of them occurred simultaneously on Boylston Street, and the third occurred at JFK about a half hour ago. People should be calm, but they should understand that this is an ongoing event, and they should understand that we need all the information that we can get available to us. Thank you.
Ed, thank you very much. I want to thank the Commissioner. I had a call from the President about half an hour ago who assured us that we would have the full cooperation of the FBI, whose SAC is here, and the ATF, who are also on the ground. We have, as the Commissioner said, the State Police, the National Guard, fully deployed, and we thank them for their assistance. The Fire Marshal, the City Fire Marshal is here as well. So a lot of coordination in a very fluid situation. We are asking that people stay out of crowds and calmly make their way home, or if they're visiting, back to their hotels. All of the hotels' security will be prioritized at the outset. Again, if people have information, please use those tip lines. This is very, very important that we get as current information as we can as quickly as possible. Happy to take any questions. Well, the marathon is a pretty special day around here, as you know, and I started this morning visiting Mayor Menino in the hospital, who was devastated that he couldn't be at the marathon today. He's on his way here now, I think. Am I right? From the hospital. So obviously he is as concerned as the rest of us are about the safety of the people who come for this iconic experience here in the city.
Can you press reports that you're looking for a specific kind of truck or a specific kind of person?
No, there is no specific type of truck that we're looking for at this point in time. We are looking for any information that people have as to what they saw or might have heard at the site of the explosion or coming and going. We're investigating all leads right now.
What's the latest death and injury toll?
We don't have the number of casualties at this point in time. This is very early in this investigation. We wanted to get out here and give you as much information as we had, but we cannot tell you exactly how many people have been injured at this point in time.
I heard a third explosion about an hour or so ago. Then there was a rumor that was a controlled explosion. Do you know what that was?
That was a controlled explosion on Boylston Street, but there was a third explosion at the JFK Library that we believe is related.
And had the overhead device that was found, or what's the history of that?
That was not, as I explained earlier, there are a number of parcels that have been dropped by people on the parade route, on the race route. Anything that's out there right now is being viewed as a suspicious device, and we are clearing each one of those items with an EOD team. They may be blowing things up over the course of the next few hours, but at this point in time, we have not found another device on Boylston Street.
Commissioner, has there been any warnings leading up to this, any threats that something like this might happen?
None. We talk about the threat picture all the time as we lead up to this particular event, and we have no information that this was going to happen.
Can you tell us what happened at JFK just walk us through?
It's literally just unfolding. I don't have specifics. There was an explosion there. I'm sorry?
Around 3 o'clock there was a fire there, so did this happen after that?
We got reports after 3 o'clock that there was an explosion there.
Commissioner, any injuries in the JFK library?
None that we know of. No.
Is this a terrorist attack right now? Governor Patrick said it was an attack. Would you say this is a terrorist attack?
We're not being definitive on this right now, but you can reach your own conclusions based upon what happened.
Did you just have the diligence responsibility contact police trying to claim responsibility for this?
At this point in time, no. Every asset of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the federal government is either here or coming here. As the governor said, the president has talked directly to the mayor as well as the governor, and I had a personal conversation with the director of the FBI who pledged any help that we needed. So we are stabilizing the situation at this point in time, but people should be cautious. That's all. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to try to.
You've been listening to the governor and the police commissioner of Boston, Governor Patrick. Governor Patrick set the tone at the beginning of that press conference by saying it was an attack.
To the mayor as well as the governor, and I had a personal conversation with the director of the FBI who pledged any help that we needed. So we are stabilizing the situation at this point in time, but people should be cautious. That's all. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to try to do a next briefing at 7 o'clock, so it'll be 2 hours from now.
Okay, the police commissioner there of Boston giving a press conference there outlining the latest situation, confirming that there was a third explosion at the JFK Library, so 3 explosions in all. He was recommending that people stay at home, that they don't congregate in large crowds. We want to stabilize the situation, said the police commissioner. He made it clear that the Massachusetts National Guard was involved in the operation, helping to secure the area, and that many people fleeing the scene, obviously because of the explosions, had dropped behind bags, and every single one of these bags and objects was being viewed as potentially dangerous. So all bags were being looked at and searched, and some possibly being dealt with. He also made it clear that President Obama had been in touch with the Boston authorities, saying that the FBI was available to help deal with the inquiries. You're watching BBC News.
You're watching BBC World News. The headlines for you this hour. 2 dead, at least 23 injured in what's thought to be a double bomb attack on the finishing line of the Boston Marathon. Runners and spectators have been caught up in the twin blast, with witnesses speaking of a lot of people down. Two more explosive devices are found near the scene, police saying a controlled explosion has been carried out on one of them. Welcome to BBC News. In the last hour, we have learned that 2 people have been killed and 23 injured in 2 explosions at the finishing line of the Boston Marathon. The blasts took place within seconds of each other as hundreds of runners, cheered on by a dense crowd, were ending the race. Well, this is the moment that the initial explosion took place. The area is now in lockdown. Police say 2 further explosive devices have been discovered and are being dismantled. Reports say 1 has been rendered safe in a controlled explosion. President Obama has been notified of the incident, and reports say security has been stepped up at key sites across the country. We've just had the very latest from a news conference of the Boston Police Commissioner Ed Davis urging people within the vicinity to stay indoors and not to congregate in large groups. He went on to say that a 3rd explosion has taken place at the JFK Library in the city. That, in addition to the 2 that took place near the finishing line of the Boston Marathon, where some 25,000 people were taking place in one of the largest marathons to be staged in America. It is Patriot Day in Boston today, a state holiday. Many people off, of course, and this twin bomb explosion and the 3rd striking there. These are scenes you can see that have come